Hello everyone, greetings and good day to you all. So this is in the course called as your 19 MCA 01 Professional Ethics under the unit number 5. The topic for our today's discussion is engineers as expert witnesses, advisors and their moral leadership in guiding morally and literally with good ideas and innovations to all the laymen under him. So engineers as expert witnesses. So how an engineer can act as an expert and how we can witness the law, judicial and as well as the prompt of any error could be point blankly pointed by the engineers and equal to substantiate as a member to withhold the law and principles. Frequently, engineers are required to act as a consultant and provide expert opinions and view in many legal cases of the past events. For example, as of your civil cases is about if any civil error occurs, okay, if any civil error occurs, any building is not in a proper way, or else any building has been have not served its purpose of say 25 years or 30 years, then what they will do is they will call some expert engineers. Probably nowadays the probably engineers has been called from all IITs to test and verify whether it has any error is there, any if they are constructing any bridge or if they are creating any new plan. Engineers from the IITs have been called, that is the professors from IITs would have been called, and they'll be giving their expert suggestion for the construction or any other field whatsoever it may be. It can be an electronics field or it can be in computer science field, okay, depending on the necessity. Different departments are consulted to get an opinion, okay, but they are the expert on that field because they have all the fundamental and rudimentary knowledge behind that. So they will get an expert opinion, and which may they are in a position to consult that, okay, consult that legal opinion along with the expert witness to take it in a right path. They are also required to explain the causes of accidents. Say for example, if any civil cases occurs means, then what they will do is the civil engineers who are being as in consultants will be asked for the reason why that biggest catastrophe has happened. So they will point blankly say these are the things that would have been happened and this is the cause of the lives to get rid of, like that. They will say example personal injury while using an instrument, defective product. Say any new company is producing some new materials, like that means it will be given as it is certified, okay. So depending on the material the company provides, they'll be getting some certifications. Who are the certifying persons? Are the certifying persons are a group of engineers who have been got some um, provisional certification to grade that components. They will grade whether the component may not cause any personal injury and whether it is defective or not defective. And say the engineers are also considered for any traffic accidents and as well as structure or building collapse as of your civil cases about, and damage to the property are some of the cases where testimonies were are needed. So these engineers before they start with the correct operation, that is the civil operations start into operations that they get into existence, they will give certain testimonies of how it should be used and how it should not be used. Do's and don'ts will be given by the engineers. The engineers who always acts as an expert witness are likely to abuse their positions in following manner. See, few as of everyone's knowledge is about everyone want to be in a correct manner and can correct positions, but whereas few engineers may not be in such way. They will do all malpractices because to get um, they will be sought out for by using some money and many other leverages. So the engineers who act as expert witnesses are likely to abuse their positions the following manners. First one is called as here, they are called, they'll be likely to act as an hired guns. Mostly generally what the lawyers will use is in courts, there will be uh, parties. One is called as your regular party and the opposition party. So the regular party is a person who gives the case, okay. He holds the responsibility and he want to get back his own sole proprietorship. But whereas the opposition party, who are the persons who may not be in a correct way, who want to lend up the original owner's property to them, like that. Such type of cases, What the lawyers will do is they will hire an engineer to serve their interest of their follow of their clients. The lawyers are permitted to and required to project the case in way of favorable to their clients, but the engineers have the obligations to thoroughly examine the events and demonstrate their professional integrity to testify only the truth in the court. So in the eyes of law, whether yes or no, okay, there should not be any other abandoned words between that. But few engineers act as an hired guns under the lawyers, and whatever the lawyers tell, okay, whatever the lawyer teach them, or they narrate the engineers will they say the same to get some personal benefits. They do not serve the clients of the lawyers directly. Their engineers comments should be in such a way that it should be uh, it should graze the mid of the physical balance, okay. The sharp end should face at the bit of the physical balance, but they should not see the clients on either side. They should give the comments directly whatever they have observed. But the hired guns forwards white lies. They will tell whatsoever the narration given by the lawyers as demanded by the lawyers. They even withhold the information or shade the fact to favor their clients. And next one is your money basis. To get some monetary benefits, these engineers will do some proliferated works. So consultants may be influenced by or prejudiced for monetary considerations, gain reputation, and make a fortune in the life of the worst people, but spoiling the life and mentality of the original people. And ego bias, the assumption that the one side is innocent. See, we should not have, even though if we can be of a 10-year-old engineer or 20-year-old engineer or 50-year-old engineer, okay, we can't be correct in all the time, okay. We also make some mistake, okay. Even an elephant will fall into an small pitfall, okay. So like that, we also commit some mistakes. So we have to think more than once, and we have to, even if we have a doubt, okay, we can consult with few of our juniors too. We should be rid of our ego bias. And so that ordinate is always okay. An ordinate desire to serve one's client and get name and fame is another reason for this bias. So that is your ego bias. Sympathy bias. See, for example, if someone is paving and sympathy in front of you, we should not get directly influenced to them. We should always stand with our own correct path. So sympathy for the victim on the opposite side may upset the testimony. The testimony may bias because of the sympathy nature that has been shown to the engineer, but that should not happen. The integrity of the consultants will keep these biases away from the justice. The court also must obtain the balanced view of both sides by examining the expertness of lawyers on both sides to remove the probable bias. And what are the various duties an expert witness engineers are expected to do is the expert witness is required to exhibit the responsibility of confidentiality what he had observed. He has to say only at certain locations wheresoever it can be revealed. For example, in front of the justice, chief justice, he could give, okay, and not in favor of any persons for your ego bias and as well as for the monetary benefits and so on. So where the engineer should not act as an hired gun, okay. They cannot divulge the findings of the investigations to the opposite side unless it is required by the court of law. If the court is asking you to tell the fact like that, if they are asking, the chief justice is asking, then it's our role to tell the opposition party these are the errors on your side and you have to rectify, like that we can say. But before to that, without the knowledge of the chief justice, you cannot give the comments, because as an expert, you are liable only to the court, and you are liable only to the words of the chief justice alone. More important is that as witness, they are not required to volunteer evidence favorable to the opponent, okay. So at no way we should be favor, our words should not be in favor. Our words should be in such a way that as a middleman, okay, as a middleman, you have to always reveal the truth, okay. They should be objective to discover the truth and communicate them honestly, okay. Honesty is more needed. The stand of the experts depend on the shared understanding created within the society. The legal system should be respected at the same time. They should act in conformance with the professional standards as obtained by the code of ethics. See, here also we should not, as an expert, we should not assume or presume something. Okay, we should always try to reveal what had happened and what is against the law and what the law proposes, like that. We have to be in a position to list it out, but we should not take anything in granted. We should, as expert, we are evident to give the correct understanding of what the society needs. The expert should earnestly be impartial. Okay, generally, as like the before points. Okay, it should be an engineer should be an impartial in identifying the interpreting the results and interpreting the observed data and as well as the record data and industrial standards. They should not disturb the truth even under pressure, even though your family is at risk. Okay, if an engineer's family is at risk and the opponent party who is having a very big immigrants and who is having a very big ground of people behind him, they may slightly torture the family of the expert engineer or expert witness also to talk something in favor of that. Okay, but whereas here nowadays, in unlike cinemas, we have many more tool sets to uh, take care of that people. So we can take it up rightly, and we should not be in favor of any wrong things and error things, evil things. And moralship, as of your moral leadership is about, moral leadership is essentially required for the engineers for the reasons such as, okay, it is leading a group of people towards the achievement of global and objective. See, if a company, say for example, the company may be having a vision and mission of the company, or else vision and mission of the company is the top management vision and mission. So if it is having five different group of works that is going on, means all the five different groups will be having their own vision and mission. Okay, that vision and mission of the five groups should be in line with the vision and mission of the company. So the person who takes care of the who takes the leadership overall company is, okay, um, they are going to lead a group of people towards the achievement of the global and objectives. The goal as well as the mean are to be moral. Okay, for example, here we can say that the Hitler and the Stalin were leaders, but whereas their communication is always in simplex communication, it's an one way communication. Okay, they will order that should happen. Okay, no one is supposed to give any ideas to them. Okay, so that is not a good mannerism of ruling people. Okay, yeah, everywhere. Okay, if we are leading a group of people, means as a manager we are leading a group of people, we may not be knowing everything, every process correctly. If we are having a senior in that place, means for example, when a group of people are working, if you have a senior people who is working there for a more long time, an engineer should consult with them of what is right and what is wrong as and when required. The leadership shall direct and motivate the group of people to move through morally desirable ways. Okay, see, when the leader goes in a proper way, then the followers will also ever since go in a correct way. They lead by thinking ahead in time and morally creative towards new applications, extension, and putting values into practice. Morally creative means the identification of most important values as applicable to the situation, bringing clarity within the groups through proper communication. See, a leader is not the one just giving assigning work alone. A leader is the one who has to assign the work and who has to give some information routine of how that work can be completed smartly and easily. Okay, so what are the best ways, the best practices that the uh, ground people can take up to complete it in the erst way. Okay, in erst way they can complete, and as well as the leader is the one, okay, who will always fix with the moral values. Okay, who cannot give up the shortcut values by skipping one process. All the process should be taken, uh, taken place, but whereas what is the correct path in which he should be in a position to give them the shortest path of how that can be completed. And they sustain professional interest among social diversity and cross disciplinary complexities. They contribute to the professional societies, their professions, and to their community. See, for example, cross-disciplinary complexity means, See, a set of people as a leader, okay, you have to create a platform to bring all your employees under the certain single roof. Okay, everyone should be capable of knowing all the process that is going inside a company. But as a company, each and every individual should know the process. So such sort of practices will given better guidance to everyone, and as well as when we have more work on a particular process, then everyone can contribute something to the progress of the process. Their contribution to professional society. See, professional societies mean sometimes, at sometimes, see, now it's a COVID period, right? Okay, so during this COVID period, many industries have given their employees off, and some industries have utilized their employees to give an to render their help to the societies where they serve in. Okay, like issuing mask and handing pamphlets to get rid of this, and how to maintain the social distancing, and they've given some even documentary films to take this positively, how to treat this type of COVID patients and everything. So these are some of the professional societies, okay, that they could help. And even some companies, if they are benchmarking companies, they can not directly completely, they can give their standard of procedure, standard operating procedure of their following, so such that the small upcoming companies, yeah, LSEs, okay, the small scale companies, and as well as your medium scale companies can take up that process in a way such that they can also get some good benefit out of that. Okay, so that is also in giving back to the community. And moral leadership, the final thing is called as your volunteerism. Okay, another important avenue for providing moral leadership within communities is by the engineers is to promote services without fear reduced. You see, for example, if we are a person and we know something better than others, means for trust, okay, and for some noble initiative, we have to render our service either as a free or at a nominal fee. The professional societies can also be promote such activities among the engineers. This type of volunteerism is called as your philanthropy, has been in practice in the field of medicine, law, and education. For example, few company engineers, okay, will be directly involving into the college. They'll be taking some parts of the curriculum which the industry wants. As of your our institution is about, we are making ready of our student your industry 4.0 curriculum, wherein each and every department will be having 3 to 4 faculties who will be taking care of the industry 4.0 curriculum. Okay, the topics, few important topics that the industry uses will be taught by the expert members. The expert members and the expert panel will help in, okay, they are also one sort of stakeholders. They will help in the curriculum revisals. They will help in giving away lectures for the students, and they will help in the evaluation and assessment patterns, and finally they will help in the internships, and the final stage is help in their placements too. Okay, the internships can be changed into placements, but many of the engineers are not self-employed as in the case of physicians and lawyers. See, the business institutions are encouraged to contribute a percentage of their service as free or at concessional rates for charitable purposes. So, next one is called as your community services. Okay, first one is volunteerism, and next one is your community service. This is another platform for the engineers to exhibit their moral leadership. The engineers can help in guiding, organizing, stimulating the community towards morally and environmentally desirable goals. The corporate organizations have come forward to adopt villages. Say, for example, I've seen many companies like TCS, CTS, and HCL, and your Infosys. What they will do is, from there they'll be selecting a particular city, or they are selecting a particular set of schools. To the schools, they'll be giving up the PCs, and from that company on Saturdays, few of the personnel, say for example 10 to 15 members, will be coming to the school. They'll be training the faculties for 1 week, and higher secondary students for the second week, and your secondary students for the third week. Like that, continuous training has been given to the students, so as when an expert teaches the students, okay, the students can get more idea, and as well as the faculties too. Okay, so that sort of help is rendered, and even some companies are adopting some villages which are downtrodden villages, and helping them to get some computer literacy and everything. Okay, and they are also many companies are helping schools, okay, and a few government colleges, and that will be counted under the corporate social responsibility of the company. All the companies are desired to do some corporate social responsibilities. Under the corporate social responsibilities, instead of giving the amount in making the roads and as well as constructions and everything, they will be rendering this type of services to the schools with the by providing the necessary amenities such as your PCs and air condition based rooms, okay, and as well as your active inspire virtual boards, okay, some AI based artificial intelligence based evaluation systems, and using the augmented reality based systems. These will be contributed to the schools for the ease of the students, wherein the engineers will act as an source for that, and they teach the faculties such that that may be carried out directly to the students, okay. And thanks for listening the title. And you as an expert engineer in a few years, okay, after 2 to 3 years when you join a company, kindly hand over some time of yours to the benefit of the students and as well as the student community and as well as the schools where you serve in, and as a part of your own personal service to the community. See, we all have got developed from the society or the community where we are in, okay. From where we got the knowledge, from where we got the food and everything, okay. Giving back something to the society where we have got developed is more important. So I kindly request, as a students, you have to inculcate this mentality onto you, such that at the end of 3 to 4 years from now, you will be one of the best professional, best engineering professional, okay, who is giving your service to the society where you are in, such that it is a nation moment, it will be a nation moment. Thank you for listening. Thank you.